Hey, what's up guys? Look, it's Tristan here, and today I have a special video, something different from what I gave you last time. Today I have a draft analysis video for the PWC D-League Season 4. As you see, it's the uh, Pokemon was competitive D-League. Some of the stuff it says here, it's flinched, special attack fell, a critical hit, paralyzed it can't move. I God, what's this one? Flinched again, I think. Yeah, just a lot of different hacks. So Pokemon was competitive. D-League. This is their fourth season as a D-League and their eighth season, I believe, as a complete league together. And when I heard how reliable they were in like getting seasons done, I knew that I wanted to be here, and so I applied, and I was lucky and fortunate to get into the league, and I'm so happy. I'm here with a couple friends. I have ABP and Max Master, my good friends here. I'm looking for, I'm looking to have a good time. I believe ABP is actually in the upper league of this, while Max is down here in the lower league with me. But nonetheless, uh, I'm going to do a draft analysis. It's not going to be what I gave you with my crash video because that was supposed to be really just the prep and battle, but I wanted to at least explain a little bit of my team. So I did that. I tried to throw it in there with the mix, but today we like today we finished the draft, or if draft finished a little bit ago. I've been kind of putting this off a little bit, but uh, so draft finished a little bit ago, and now I'm gonna do a little bit of a team recap for everyone. Let's see. Boom, here we go. Uh, PWC being Pokemon World Competitive, uh, being Haxie and everything, I figured what's better than having a Haxie mascot for this. And this is my second franchise, I believe. Not I believe, but this is my second franchise that I run for Pokemon competitive Pokemon. So the two main ones that I'm gonna be using is the Venice Beach Victinis and the ACT Shooting Stars. I believe this logo was not. God, I say I believe, but I know that this logo was done by BillStandish, a good friend of mine, awesome guy, and he does some sweet logos with it. So I'll leave his link in the description below. So today I'm looking to go over my draft here, and we see it's nothing because I had nothing to begin with. There's no franchising or anything. So I got the fifth overall pick in the draft. Something with like the draft. It's a GBA tier with a little more, how would I say it? A little more of a twist to it, kind of like they divided the tiers up a little bit more. And I actually don't like this. So mid video editing right here. There we go. That's a little better. That was annoying me on the side. But I had fifth pick, and there was like we had tiers that we go through, like tier 1A and tier 1B, tier 2B, and tier 2A. I don't know why I said that backward. Same thing for tier 3 with an A and B, and then 4 and 5 were regular, and then they had the same amount of megas, I believe, with some exceptions like Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Latios. And so looking at it, and basically same amount, like you have to get your requirements, and then you have however many points to make the best team you can. It was a 12-person league, and I mean, being honest, I don't like 12 people league, like 12-person leagues that much because I feel it takes away from like the lower tier mons, and I like seeing lower tier mons. Love trying to use them and get like see viable sets used with them to help out teams and everything. So I like that, but I'm just going off of what I'm given. So a 12-person league is not going to stop me from trying to draft the best team and have the best team uh, throughout the season and try to win that championship. But draft came first. I was the fifth overall pick, and there's some things there I believe or some things were taken. I forget. It was like Celesteela was taken, Zygarde 50% was taken, and some other stuff I forget. But when fifth pick came to me, I was looking and I wanted to kind of try the stuff that I haven't tried before in League. So um, what I decided to do was go with my Mega my first round. I wish it was Meganium, but I'm not that real. I chose Mega Latios. We look at Mega Latios. I think this thing is just so dominant. Like, people that allow it, I know there's some leagues that don't allow it, but people or leagues that do allow it, they know that this thing is just something that just rampages through leagues. Like, it's no joke. It's the coverage is amazing, and just the stats back it up even more. Like, if you look at attack and special attack 130 and 160 with a base 110 speed. I know base 110 isn't as good anymore because of the new mods in Gen 7 and the new speed creeps now. But 110 is still good to have with a base 130 and base 160 special attack. Then even if you really want to go the route, I could go defensive with 80, 100, 120 defenses in bulk. And so this is dominant. I can run. It can be a defogger. I don't really want to do that, but I could run setup sets with Calm Mind and Dragon Dance. I could run fully offensive. I could run defensive with Roost, and I could run support with T Wave and Toxic, that kind of stuff. Tailwind if I really need to. Uh, if I get poisoned or burned and I need to help or fix myself real fast, there's a refresh that I could use as well. Um, Memento for that support, like, great coverage, physical and special for just Mega Latios. I can't wait to use it. I have high hopes for this mon. Um, just looking at this, I think it's gonna be a monster. I've never used it, but I've seen it be used very well, and it just kind of influenced my decision to want to use it myself. Um, and then I'm sorry, I go back a lot. I have a lot of thoughts that go through my head, but with the draft, what I'm going to be showing you is Mons that end up on my final team because I drafted Mons and then I traded out some Mons during the course of before week one. So I'm I'm gonna tell you my week one team instead of what I drafted I don't really see the point in rather doing that. I would rather, like, it just takes up time, which I don't think anyone really wants to hear me ramble more about that. But Mega Latios is my tier one Mega, and so I don't get any extra points from it. But I look at it and I'm okay with it. I so I look at what should I get for my round two pick, and I see a lot of threatening things going around, and I'm scared for some competition. Or no, I'm not scared, rather, but I see a lot of scary mons going, and so I know that I need some scary mons as well. So something that I feel goes with Latios in this sense. I wanted to be able to get one of the mons that can't beat my team, and I want to, like, try to gel my team to, oh, what could beat it? What could beat these mons? So I'm gonna draft these mons to make sure that I don't end up losing to them. So something that I feel like would beat Latios in a heartbeat is my round two pick, and I chose Weavile. And Weavile was a tier 1A, so I lost 180 points with this. But Weavile is worth it 100%. It hits like a truck if I want to run Choice Band or Life Orb. Um, I could have run Z moves, but I'll go into that later. Um, just so many different things that this mon could do. And items, not really. I could run some berries if I wanted, but most likely I could run Bandit or Life Orb. I could run like some plates if I want to. But looking more into the move pool, this thing is kind of a one-trick pony. Being able just using Ice School Crash knockoff really as its two main moves, then I could try to uh, kill fairies with Poison Jab, or I go with Ice Shard for priority, Low Kick for Steel types. Like this Kamon is a real kind of one trick pony with what it does, but it does its job so well, and I just need like I felt like I don't want to lose to this, so I'd rather draft it. And knowing that, looking at the weaknesses we have here, Weavile's weak to fire and ice, not fire and ice, but fire and fighting, and Megalodios resist those so well, and it takes care of them in its own right. So knowing that, I feel like I'm okay to um, I'm okay to draft these together. And looking at the sets I could also run like Swords Dance and talk or not talk, I could run Toxic, but I'm talking about more or less taunt for to stop setup if I need to, or to stop people from setting up. I could run Fake Out for extra priority if I need to, because sometimes Ice Shard isn't good enough, to be honest. But most of the time it really is. I could run Iron Tail uh, to hit those fairies that end up or like won't die to Poison Jab. There's a lot of things I could really run here, but I think anyone that uses Weavile knows that it's going to be like a very specific, almost move pool. The biggest thing is like kind of four move slot syndrome, but it's okay. It's worth it when I look at the stats and see I have a base 120 with two amazing stabs in dark and ice, and have a 125 speed to back that up. It's gonna hit hard, and I'm okay with that. Looking at my next pick, if I'm remembering my order of my picks correctly, um, I'm going back, and what I'm getting, I don't believe is helping my typings necessarily with Weavile, but I mean, I just wanted the offensive threat of Kartana. I chose Kartana my round three. It's a tier 1B, so I went into my free points already, so I'll have to deal with that one. But Kartana, kind of like Weavile, kind of being a one trick pony with all those moves it gets. I know with Gen or Usum that it got knockoff, which helps it so much better, and that's all it really needs. Knockoff, I'll be okay. But it just it could do so many things. It could be a choice band set and knock things out. It could be a choice scarf set and have sweeping potential. I could run life orb. Just I could do so many things. If people try to take me out with an HP fire, I could run an Akaberry, and um, I could take that hit and then knock them out sometimes, depending on the mon, really. But looking at it, if I want, I could run Defog, but that's probably not going to happen. I could throw it on there for moves if I need to. I could run X Scissor and Tailwind for, I don't know what really I would run X Scissor for. If there's like a very specific dark type that I need to beat, I don't think I would. Uh, I think I'll be okay there. But like this, it has enough for what I need to do with it, especially when it's with its base 181 physical attack. Just it goes so well, especially if I want to run that like run max speed or not max speed, max attack really. If I don't need to run max speed, I could run adamant really if the opportunity arises, and that's a 473 base attack mon that's going to be hitting you with its stab, and it's not going to feel good even to any mon. And then on top of that, I can run a life orb, I could run a choice band, and then on top of that, if I get a kill, I'm going to get the +1 attack, unless I decide to run the timid strat, because the timid strat is always the best strat if I want that speed. um, yeah, so Cartana is kind of weak to special attacks. I know that there's Like there's a few mons that could probably take most uh, my offensive core and Weavile Cartana out very easily. I doubled up on fighting and fire weaknesses, so I can't rely on Latios to take that all at like all um, completely. So I'd rather just um, I'd rather just try to play safe-ish. And now I'm thinking about I don't think Cartana was exactly my third round pick, but I'm just going from the mods I know now. So I'll just go down the line. For my tier 2A, I decided to draft. Uh, I got Conkeldurr. Um, it like I said, I lose to fighting types, so or like a fighting type with priority, and so I know Conkeldurr isn't like the best out there, but when it comes to priority, I know Infernape's out there, but I mean I got Conkeldurr. It's my tier 2. It saved me for some points when I had stuff like Weavile and Cartana on my team, and I would know I need the points for later. But Cartana, or not Cartana, but Conkeldurr is its own good mon. Looking at stats, base 105 HP with the defense is not too good, but I mean it'll take some physical hits if I need to, and I could run an assault vest on Conkeldurr to get that special defense, and it'll take some hits. I'll be okay there. Three amazing abilities here. I could run any three of these and I'll be okay. If I want, I could run Assault Vest Guts and get so much back. I could run Bulk Up. I could uh, Drain Punch Earthquake. The coverage on this thing is more than enough for what I need. Um, really, I know I'm looking at it and like some mons, like my mons seem very one-dimensional right now, but I just love the team right now. I love my offensive presence, and I think that that's like kind of the theme I'm going to go with more looking at it. Um, when I look at the team, I don't. I have what three fairy weaknesses and one very good fairy killer, and I even have a fairy killer in Weavile if they don't run Scarf or if I have poison stab or poison jab rather. Um, Conkeldurr, very good mon. I like it. It's something that I'm gonna test out. Just like most of these mons, I know I had a few games with a Weavile and Cartana before, but I'm gonna be okay. Um, Going to my next pick, I wanted something that I could make sure I don't lose to Fairy with, and I went with Arcanine, my Arcanine out of nowhere. Um, I know, bad pun name, but it's what I'm going with. It, Arcanine is a mon I could almost do anything with. I could intimidate. It could be a very bulky fire type for me. I make sure I eat all the hits I need to. I know that I can run physically defensive, especially defensive. I can run physically offensive, or especially offensive. There's so many things that I could do with Arcanine, and I think its role is going to be very pivotal. It has, looking at my team now, I have three priority users, which I love priority really, and having three different ones in Ice Shard slash Fake Out. I have Mach Punch and now I have Extreme Speed. It's great. I have forms of recovery in Latios, Conkeldurr, and Arcanine. I technically have it in Cortana too with Synthesis. Synthesis. I can't speak today. But Synthesis. I don't know how I'm gonna be running that most of the time, but Drain Punch and then Arcanine with Morning Sun is going to be something that I'm going to be using pretty much to make sure that I keep my Arcanines healthy so that I could keep it for the mons that I need to. Um, Arcanine really just does what I need it to all the time. It could be a Flare Blitzer, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Iron Head. It just has so many moves. I don't really have to be afraid of anything when with this Arcanine because I just love it so much. Arcanine I've had a little bit experience with, but I know that uh, it'll be a, it's gonna be a good mod for me. I know what it can do. I know what I will need to do with it. I think it's gonna be in good hands with me. Um, it's a 2B, so I've wasted a lot of points now. And I think these 5 mons alone justify the most of it. Um, it's a very strong core, if I say so myself. When I look at it, though, beside like, I wanted a skull switching, and I didn't really have a real skull switching for these 5 because yeah, I guess I could run. I could always run Guts, Conkeldurr, but sometimes I just don't want to do that. And then Latios, I don't really want to run uh, refresh on it, and I don't want to deal with the burn sometimes and have to run Rooster even. But when I looked at it, I felt I needed 2 things here, and I needed a water type and a fairy type, and somehow it still was on the board. So I'm gonna go with Primarina as my next pick. Primarina is my favorite Gen 7 starter. Poplio is the cutest little dude ever, and or girl depending. But Primarina, it Primarina is just so strong. We look at it, it has some bulk for 80, 74. It's not going to take all the physical hits so well, but it's going to take some special hits with the 116 special defense with that 80 HP. Um, and then the 126, it's going to hit like a pretty good truck here. I could run with my coverage set, I could run Energy Ball. I have Moon Blast, I have Hydro Pump, I have Scald, Shadow Ball. That's just for offensive, for special, like for utility sets, rather. I could run Toxic and other types of sets like that. I could run Sing. I'm gonna put some boys to sleep. You trust me with that one. I'll put some boys to sleep for sure. Uh, yeah, no, nothing. I have Encore. I've seen Encore do some work actually with a Primarina, so it's not going to be that bad. I can run screens really too. I know there's not that much with this actually, but I mean, I think Primarina people have seen and use it very well. And so when I look at it, I think now I'm I look at my team now, these 6 are amazing. With this, I filled my Dragon Steel Fairy Core along with my Grass Fire or Firewater Grass Core as well. So I'm happy with that, but I still have what 5 months to go. And looking at it, I got my Mega requirement. I got a tier 1. I got my tier 2, and I got one tier 3. But then I used a lot of points for two other free mons. So they're not necessarily free, but I was able to snatch them up on my team. So I lost a lot of points trying to get those. So I look at it and I might be a little bit hemorrhaging for points. I might have to go a bit with the lower tier mons for the rest of my team. But looking at it, I have a tier 3 left to pick. I have a tier 4 and a tier 5, and then I have the 2 free picks, depending on how I decide to spend my points. And something I would like to point out, like with this, I don't want to run Defog Cartana, and I don't want to run Defog Latios. And seeing that I have 2 mons very weak to it, I have 4 mons on this team that don't like to take rocks at all, really. Because I don't want to take rocks with any of these mons. So besides like maybe Conkeldurr and maybe Cartana, but that's like that I don't like rocks at all, really. So the mon I went with next on my team is my nice little Donphan. I love me my Donphan. Fanfi was one of my favorite mons back in Gen 2, so having Donphan, it just feels so right. With this, it added a ground type, and for me, that helps a lot because it means that I can't or I won't let uh, I won't let electric types just switch out or volt switch on me freely all the time. And I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that. I like it a lot, and it at least like people could run HP Ice on things, and that's a very viable set, really, or a viable strategy to beat Donphan to run HP Ice or Grass Knot or so. But when I look at it, um, at least it makes them prep for it. So, and that's basically what I need them. Like that's what Donphan is going to be doing the most. It makes people prep for whether I bring stealth rocks on it. Let's see. Yeah, it makes sure I like they could think if I'm going to bring stealth rocks on it or not. It makes them think, am I going to try to prioritize making sure I don't have hazards on my side of the field? Am I going to like what am I going to do? And Dawn Fan is just one of those mons that its bulk isn't, or it has good bulk with 90 and 120, and 60 isn't too good. But I could pair that with an assault vest or a berry, and I'll be pretty fine there. And depending on the mon, I looking at Dawn Fan's coverage, it's just so good. Earthquake is just really good stab to have for a 120 base attack mon. Fire Fang, I'm not probably going to use that anytime soon, but I mean, it has Gunk Shot, Head Smash for good damage, Ice Shard priority, Knockoff, Play Rough, Poison Jab. Um, I could Rock Polish, and that's going to be a fun time whenever I do that. Seed Bomb, I could Toxic Thing, Stone Edge, really. Like, there's a lot of things that really I don't really need to further go into with Donphan. I think it's a good overall mon that fits my team pretty well, and I'm excited to have Donphan. Look, going down the line, I believe my next mon is Venomoth. Venomoth, how can I deny those eyes? Like, look at those eyes. Those big googly eyes. So beautiful. Venomoth is just a beautiful mon. Do I like its shiny better? No, I don't like the shiny better. I'm a purple guy, so I like my purple Venomoth here. Venomoth is just so good. With its ability, Tinted Lens, or Tinted Lens, it's gonna make sure that I don't have resistances. So basically, any mon that resists me, I'm gonna double damage, in which it doesn't make it a resist anymore. It's just neutral. So if I run choice specs, tinted lens with bug buzz, I'm just doing damage to something. Or same thing goes with sludge bomb if it's not a steel type at least. And I mean the biggest the biggest elephant in the room when it comes to Venomoth is that I have the option to Quiver Dance and I have the option to sleep powder. And it's like I have. Oh, I didn't know it gets toxic spikes, but hey, it gets toxic spikes, so I'm gonna be happy with that one too. But I could sleep powder something, and then I could quiver dance, and then I could just run two other moves, and I could sweep, or I could run two stab moves, or I could just run quiver dance in itself, try to cause a switch or a double or a switch, and uh, with that, just getting quiver dance up and then just doing all the work. I know my friend Jarrett, he loves Venomoth, and so I'm gonna try to do him right with this Venomoth. I know Venomoth doesn't have the best stats, but I mean, look at those eyes, those beautiful little eyes. Like, how could I say no to this mon? But yeah, Venomoth. I think it's gonna be a good fit to the team. Uh, Going to my next sets of mons, I believe I actually got two tier threes with these, so I used more extra points. So now I'm looking at a tier four, a tier five, and like 40 points. So I basically hemorrhaged so much funds, like so much points to try to get this. And get this to work. So basically, I had to go low, but wanted my own electric type, like how I talked about with Dawn Fan. So I got regular Rotom. I got Rotom Ghost. Basically, what I wanted to do here was I wanted to block people from getting their hazards off the field. If I need to, I could get hazards off the field with Defog. I could run it defensively, although it's not as defensive as the regular Rotoms. It's a bit faster though, so it helps that speed tier. But a biggest thing really for me is that I could Volt Switch, I could Will-O-Wisp. It has its uses. Uh, yeah, really, that's about it with Rotom. I think it's a really good low tier mon I could go with. It's probably the best I had. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have a ground weakness, so I have multiple levitators now. I have a mon that uh, beats rocks and ground type with or I don't know why I said rocks, but I have a mon that beats ground types with Kartana and Weavile. I feel I don't have to worry about ground types anytime soon, especially with for my Arcanine if there's any concerns there. So looking at like Rotom, I think is a good fit, especially for how my team is. Then I go to my tier fives. And because at the point I am, I have to get two tier fives. I have to get two. I built. Oh wait, they do have a tier 5A and 5B. I forgot. So they only have a tier 4. That's just tier 4 in general. So the first one I got for my tier 5. I like Kartana. Um, I like it a lot. I want to use it for offensive purposes, but then I look at it and I'm like, I don't want to. I don't have anything that wants to switch into a Zygarde, and so basically, I went with the real OG. Nice little Tangela here. Basically, what I'm gonna do is Regenerator, Eviolite, just do all the work. I have 115 defense. The special defense is lacking, but I mean, it's the defense that I'm here for. Uh, it just takes all the hits. And then its base 100 special attack is something that's really underrated that people don't remember. So I could throw off base 100 energy balls or leaf storms. And then looking at the sets as well, I could run knockoff, I could run hidden powers and be okay. I could run body slam, get pairs if I want to be that cheeky. I could run swords dance. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I could run synthesis and toxic sludge bomb. There's a lot that I could do with Tangela. Hopefully, it will be a good defensive grass type for me. I I feel synergized with my team a bit. I don't know how I feel like with it, like synergizing, but I just don't want to lose to a Zygarde. So so basically, this is almost my number one mon for a team I face with Zygarde when I face Max, I believe. So please just don't bring Zygarde, so I don't have to worry about bringing this guy. So how about that, Max? I know you're gonna be watching this maybe, so don't bring Zygarde, and I won't bring Tangela. We'll just agree on that. So, but basically, Regenerator is a great ability on Tangela. I could take hits, I switch out, I switch back in, I get a third of health left. I get a third health back. So it's so useful, especially when I have stuff like Leech Seed and Synthesis. I could just heal up and try to stay alive as much as possible. Um, and really, the last thing with my team that I wanted was something that just doesn't die. I just wanted something that you look at it and it's like this thing can be annoying. I have to prep for it so like I not so much because people could be like, oh, it's not that good of a mon. It's a tier 5, so I mean it's yeah, it might not be that good of a mon in some people's eyes. But I chose the one and only Audino. For my last pick, I wanted it because I got a little bit of a regenerator core with my these two, and I could get a better special wall for my Tangela, so I don't have to run specially defensive Tangela. If need be, I could run just a regular Audino, and I'll be okay. Uh, really, I get my regenerator core. Bigger thing though, like looking at the bigger picture, I get Heal Bell, I get Wish, and I could Wish out, and then I could leave with Regenerator and come back in and have 33% of health and not need to run Wish Protect really. So I could Wish past to all these other mons. And that I could healing. I believe it gets Healing Wish, right? Yeah, it's right here. It gets Healing Wish, so I could do that. Its coverage is good. It's a normal type, so it's always going to be good. It's not the best offensively, so I'm not going to be running offensive most of the time. But it has the nice utility moves that I could use, and that's kind of my team. I don't. I feel like 35 minutes. I did a lot of talking. I don't know if it was just a lot of rambling, really, but uh, the last order of business for my team is my Z users. So I had two options for this. They gave us two options. It's either I do two tier ones or I could do um, three of anything else, like three users of anything else. And so when I looked at it, I basically my choices were Z Weavile and Kartana, or those or Z Weavile or Kartana, and then two other mons. So when I looked at it, it was tempting. I wanted to do Z Weavile and Kartana, but then uh, I figured like I like or not Kartana, but Weavile rather. Uh, it doesn't need the Z moves to be powerful, especially with its dual stab. I think I would be better off just having Kartana as my Z user. I know it's not like too much that I could use, but giving me a Gracium Z, give me a Gracium Z, and people will not take that very well. So that's basically how I went about that. Gracium Z is just going to break some holes in some teams that I need. Looking at my second mon that I wanted to uh, Z move or have hold the Z crystals was very easy. I wanted Venomoth, and Venomoth having tinted lens. If I get a Quiver Dance off, and if I get a Quiver Dance off, and then go Buginium Z, Buginium Z rather, uh, I it's not gonna have a switch in because tinted lens does so much to it, to anything. Even if you resist it, you're not resisting it because it's gonna do so much, and you're gonna end up losing at the end of the game. Or you don't necessarily lose at the end of a game, rather, but you're gonna lose a lot by trying to switch into a Z move from a +1 +2 Venomoth, and it just basically sets the path for the rest of the game, really, unless I choke. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully I get uh, a lot of good games with a Z move Venomoth. And then my third one, I didn't really know where to go with it. I could have ran with Z Primarina or Z Donphan if I wanted to run defensive set or not defensive but sweeper sets. But I thought it would be better if I went with Z Arcanine. Um, Basically, I could run Fire EMZ rather. I could run Fire EMZ. I could run. I'll just go to this actual the move sets so I could check it. I could run All Out Pummeling. I could run what's the dark one? I forget. But Black Hole Eclipse rather. I could run Devastating Drake. I could run Inferno or Overdrive. I could run Corkscrew Crash. There's a lot of things that I could run with Arcanine for Z moves. I could run what's this one? It's I forget what electric one. What's the electric one? It's not Stoke Spark. It's not. What is it? Gigavolt Havoc. That's what it is. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I know Pokemon, guys. Trust me. And then bigger, like kind of bigger, like what I could use. I could do the Breakneck Blitz for Hyper Beam and just go off that. And I don't, yeah. So I can't scroll all the way down, but I could run Bloom Doom with Solar Beam as well, and I could take out a good switch into an Arcanine if it's a water type or so. So basically, that's my team, guys. ACT Jirachi, or I want to say Jirachis, but it's ACT Shooting Stars. Um, Hopefully, going to the PWC D-League Season 4 championships, or at least playoffs, but we have to focus on week one first. So that's my team. Uh, Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry if it feels like I did a lot of rambling. That's what I feel it was, but this is the team. This is the squad I'm going with. I believe I have one more free agency transaction that I could go with. So basically, I have one. I don't know where I'll go, but we'll find out soon. If I need to make that switch, I can. If I need to make a team-to-team trade, I'll try to do that too. But this is team. I feel rather confident in it because, or not confident, but I just like it. I having a lot of mons that I get to actually use that I think work well together. I think it'll end up working. Uh, I think it'll end up working in my favor towards the season, and hopefully I could bring back some wins and to the playoffs. Hopefully I go to the PWC main league next season. We'll see how that goes, but like I said, we have to focus on week one versus Swookun, I believe. So that'll be a good game. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that it felt like a lot of rambling. I really need to learn how to do draft analysis. Uh, so basically, to finish this off, I will give like a small little video, or not a video, rather, but I'll give a small little update, or yeah, an update or schedule to tell you guys what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna be doing 3 leagues. I'm gonna be doing the Crash League like I was that I did for my first video. I'm doing the PWC D-League, which was what this video was for initially, and then I'm doing also the IPA season. We're on 7 now, actually. So IPA is a league I help co-run, and so that's going to be fun. Draft is coming up relatively soon, so hopefully I get some of that content out to you guys pretty soon. Uh, I believe I'm not going to get like we have some time, so for about 2 weeks or so, probably I would say that I'm just gonna do PWC and Crash League content, and then IPA is gonna come into the mix, and we'll have 3 league fun. So that's basically it for what I have to say. I'm gonna stop rambling now. See you guys in the next video. Bye.